Now, you might have noticed that recently Mark Zuckerberg has been on a press tour to repair his pro-censorship image. But those of us who have been subject to censorship, especially this U.S. Congressman, I don't forgive and I don't forget quite so easily. Let's not forget that Meta banned the sitting president of these United States of America from Instagram and Facebook. In 2020, what you were viewing on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter wasn't an organic news feed. It was a state-approved news feed curated by the Biden-Harris administration. This might sound familiar. This news feed is brought to you by Pfizer. This news feed is brought to you by the Biden-Harris administration. This news feed is brought to you by the big Russia lie. And we know it's true because 51 intelligence officers said it was, right? Wrong. Republicans, conservatives, and America First patriots endured years of gaslighting, censoring, demonetization, suspension, debanking, collusion to deplatform, and every restriction of free speech imaginable, all under the Biden-Harris administration. In the past 7 years, we have witnessed the greatest assault on the First Amendment in American history. But remember, the Democrats are the party of preserving democracy, right? We expected this type of censorship from the Biden-Harris administration, but what we didn't know was how coordinated their efforts were with big tech companies like Meta, Amazon, and Twitter. What I want to talk about today are the groups responsible for this censorship. Now, Twitter has been saved thanks to Elon Musk, but Meta remains in the hands of the very people who worked with the Biden administration to silence our voices. I know that Meta recently changed their policies concerning censorship and free speech, but who's to say that those changes will be permanent? Let's talk about Meta's political content figure, which magically disappeared upon the new Trump administration. Will this political content filter magically reappear if the Democrats take back the White House at some point in the very distant future? Will voices like mine and many of my colleagues in this room be suppressed ahead of the midterms? These are all questions that inquiring minds really want to know. Now, you might have noticed that recently Mark Zuckerberg has been on a press tour to repair his pro-censorship image. But those of us who have been subject to censorship, especially this U.S. Congressman, I don't forgive and I don't forget quite so easily. Let's not forget that Meta banned the sitting president of these United States of America from Instagram and Facebook. And interestingly enough, Meta banned President Trump before Biden even took office. So you can't defecate on the president's First Amendment rights and call it chocolate pudding at this point. And just because you give him $1 million ex post facto does not change the fact that you did this and this actually happened. I've seen Democrats on TV for the past week scream, Elon Musk, 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 Musk. It's been quite invigorating, actually. I'm really enjoyed it. And what's funny about it to me is that you're mad at the guy that found the fraud, but not mad at the people that wasted your money. Here in Congress, we clearly can't cut a budget, so I really thank Elon for doing our job for us. Mr. Schellenberger, thank you for being here, sir. As a leading expert in the suppression of freedom of speech, what is the most egregious example of censorship from Meta that has occurred during the Biden administration, in your humble opinion?
I mean, probably the censorship of what Facebook itself called true stories of vaccine side effects. These are ordinary moms and dads who are describing the impact of vaccine on their kids, and they were censored without their knowledge and against the opinion of Facebook's own executives who said, if you want to increase vaccine hesitancy, there's no better way to do it than to censor people that are trying to share those stories. I mean, that's the most fundamental kind of conversation that we should be allowed to have between ordinary folks, and Facebook secretly censored it at the behest of the Biden administration.
Do you see a return to some of the policies that I was referring to with Meta in terms of the upcoming election, the upcoming midterms, the future. I understand right now it's really cool because President Trump won, so now you want to be in the cool guy club. But what measures do you think need to be done, or do you see a potential return to that if we don't get this right, in the next 18 months?
I mean, I think, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I think Zuckerberg, his statements were amazing recently, but of course, he had made similar statements, including defending Holocaust denial on Facebook in 2019. He went back on that, as you mentioned, he deplatformed the president. So not super reliable, so I do worry about that. I think the most important thing for Congress to do is to find every penny that's going to censorship activities in the federal government, phase them out, and then some investigation to hold the right people accountable. Because I'm with you. I was censored on Facebook for sharing true information as well, and I won't easily forget it.
Thank you very much. See you back to the remainder of my time. Thank you, sir.